Learn the art of wet sanding with the dustless system. You don't want to sand compound in someone's house to get dust everywhere. It takes a lot of time too because you have to cover everything in quarantine rooms. Very time consuming. I get the same results, if not better, by wet sanding. It just takes multiple thin coats of 20-minute mud. I'm using Easy Sand 20. I do super fast mop in between coats just to knock off the high points and knife marks I left behind. Then I float it out wider. And I go on super thin. Believe it or not, this is a lot simpler than globbing it on and trying to get it in two thick coats. It's just more difficult, more time consuming. This way, you put it on, you take it right off. We are not launching the space shuttle. Super simple. So off camera, I did the thinnest coat of all. That's what we call a polish, and that's just to fill in any imperfections, knife marks that I left behind. Now it's time for the final wet sand. This is where you got to make sure you really blend that compound into the wall. You want it to fade effortlessly, no humps, no lumps. And you want to work those edges around and come towards the middle. And that's what we're looking for. Just exactly how that looks up there. Beautiful. My rag is wet, but it's not dripping wet. When you wash your rag, you have to wring out with all your might every single drip of water out of that rag for this to work properly, because the more water you have in your rag, the more compound it's going to take off the wall. Then you're going to have to re-skim some areas. There's situations where you need more water than others, but most of the time you don't. Same thing with the sponge. You must prime it. If you don't prime it and you just paint the walls, you will see where you compound. It won't look right. 99% of the time, you could prime it with the paint that you're using to paint the walls. Just give it a nice heavy coat. And don't forget to feather off or ramp off your edges because you don't want to see that in your finished coat. I'm not going for a level 5 finish. I want my patch to blend in with the rest of the wall. But we're not cavemen about it either. We take our time, we get it right. That's exactly what we did here. It looks great even though it's hard to see on camera. Learn the art of dry sanding. We are not launching the space shuttle. Super easy to learn and the customer loves it. They're very impressed that there's no dust or dirt in their house. It pays off in the long run, believe me. Paint like a gentleman. Katie cares.